Trump's $5 trillion tax plan. Will Social Security survive the cuts? The media is talking about middle-class tax cuts, but no one's telling you what it might cost retirees. Trump's $5 trillion plan could quietly slash Social Security by 2026, and most Americans won't even notice until it's too late. The media is buzzing about Trump's new $5 trillion tax cut plan. But here's what no one's saying. While headlines promise relief for the middle class, Social Security and Medicare may quietly be on the chopping block. One day you're cashing your retirement check. The next, it's frozen or slashed. And if you're 55 or older, this plan could hit you the hardest. In this video, I'll reveal how Trump's tax cuts could reshape retirement and force seniors to work into their 70s just to survive. I'm Elise, and this may be the most important warning you hear all year. 2. What is Trump's $5 trillion tax plan? Let's break it down. What exactly is in Trump's $5 trillion tax cut plan? Well, the full proposal hasn't officially passed Congress yet, but early outlines from Trump's team and Republican allies reveal some massive changes. According to sources close to the campaign and GOP leadership, Trump wants to make 2017 tax cuts permanent. He plans to slash corporate taxes further, possibly down to 15%. He's considering eliminating capital gains taxes for middle-income Americans, and he wants to expand deductions for small business owners and contractors. Sounds great, right? More money in your pocket, lower taxes. Who wouldn't want that? But here's the critical question the media avoids. How do you pay for a $5 trillion tax cut without blowing up the national debt? Because remember, the government only has 3 major spending categories. Defense interest on debt social programs, like Social Security and Medicare. If you're slashing taxes by trillions, and you don't cut defense, and interest is already exploding, then guess what's left? 3. Who wins and who loses? Who actually benefits from this $5 trillion tax cut? Let's talk about the winners first, because yes, there are winners. Winner number 1, the wealthy and corporations. Trump's tax plan, just like in 2017, heavily favors the top 10% and large corporations. Lower capital gains taxes, that helps wealthy investors. Corporate tax rate cut from 21% to 15%, that's billions back into the pockets of big business. Estate tax repeal? Only the richest families in America even qualify. So, while this plan is branded as middle-class relief, the biggest tax savings go to those who already have millions. Winner number 2, self-employed and contractors. Trump's team is also pushing expanded pass-through deductions and business write-offs. If you're a small business owner, freelancer, or part-time consultant, this could help you. But again, this depends on how much you earn and if your income comes from business versus wages. Maybe winners, the middle class. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Some middle-income Americans might see a few hundred or $1,000s in yearly tax savings. But if those savings are offset by higher Medicare premiums, or Social Security cuts in a few years, was it really worth it? Would you trade a $2,000 tax break now for $200 less per month in Social Security forever? Because that's the real gamble here. Now let's talk about the losers, and it's not a small group. Loser number 1, seniors and retirees on fixed income. You don't benefit from child tax credits, you don't run a business, you don't get capital gains breaks if you're just living off Social Security. Worse, you're the first target when Washington needs to balance the budget. Already, some Republican lawmakers have said, quietly, that cutting entitlements is on the table after the tax bill. Loser number 2, future retirees. If you're in your late 50s or early 60s, you're in a dangerous zone. You're not collecting Social Security yet. You still have years to wait, and the government knows it can delay or reduce your benefits with less political risk. And they've done it before. Remember when they raised the full retirement age from 65 to 67? They didn't do it to current retirees. They did it to future ones. And this time, it could happen again. Loser number 3, younger workers paying into a shrinking system. If massive tax cuts are not backed by new revenue, the Social Security Trust Fund will shrink even faster. That means Gen X, millennials, and even late boomers might pay in their whole lives and never see full benefits. 4. What happens to Social Security funding? Here's the truth most Americans don't hear. How Social Security works. You pay taxes. They go into a trust fund that pays current retirees. But that trust fund is drying up. And fast. According to the latest report, it'll be empty by 2033, just 8 years from now. When that happens, your benefits could be cut by 23%. Here's where Trump's plan comes in. Trump's $5 trillion tax cut means less money coming into the federal budget. And Social Security already takes up a massive chunk. So if the government cuts taxes for corporations and the wealthy, guess where they'll look to save money? Your retirement check. They've done it before. Back in 2020, Trump's budget proposed cuts to Social Security, Disability, Medicare, COLA adjustments. So if he didn't protect seniors then, why would he now when $5 trillion is on the line? Entitlement Reform. Cuts watch for the phrase, entitlement reform. It sounds harmless, but it means raising the retirement age, reducing monthly checks, delaying or privatizing benefits. And they don't have to announce it on TV. They can bury it quietly inside a bigger bill, and by the time you notice, it's too late. Ask yourself this: can we afford a $5 trillion tax cut without touching Social Security? Because history says, no way. 5. Will Medicare get hit too? Is Medicare next? If you think Social Security is the only program at risk, think again. Medicare is on the table too. Just like Social Security, Medicare is funded through payroll taxes. And just like Social Security, it's already under strain. Medicare's hospital insurance, Part A, is expected to be insolvent by 2036. That means fewer services, higher premiums, and more out-of-pocket costs for seniors. Trump's past budget plans cut Medicare. 2. In 2020, Trump's official budget proposed over $900 billion in Medicare cuts over 10 years. He claimed it wouldn't hurt seniors, but here's what it really meant. Less funding for Medicare Advantage, reductions in reimbursements to doctors, making it harder to find care, and increased premiums for some retirees. And now, with a $5 trillion hole to fill, where do you think lawmakers will turn? Real-world impact for you. If you're 60 plus and relying on Medicare soon, this could mean higher costs for doctor visits and prescriptions, fewer doctors accepting Medicare delays or denials in care due to budget shortfalls. Even a small change in how Medicare is funded could wreck a retiree's fixed income plan. And let's be honest, when billionaires get tax breaks, someone else has to make up the difference. Right now, that someone might be you, the retiree who thought your benefits were secure.